Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and today I am reviewing the last tuner for this video. And this is the last tuner I'm reviewing since I already reviewed the others. I reviewed Boost, DJ, and Wingo. Yeah, I reviewed all of them. If you want to check those guys out, there will be a card right above. So anyways, let's get on to Snot Rod. So let's talk about his releases. He was first released in 2006 in a 2-pack with Boost. And then he was also released 2007 in a 3-pack with Wingo and Boost. I believe that's a single, but I'm not too sure. And then 2008, 2009, and 2015 or 2016, I might believe, and then he was released in 2020, and then in a 5-pack with DJ, Wingo, Boost, and McQueen. Of course, that 5-pack became very rare. So yeah, let's get on to his appearances. He appears on the highway scene with Boost, DJ, and Wingo. Of course, he was the gang. Well, he was the only tuner to sneeze. And he was the tuner that sneezes. Of course, the flames would come out on both sides. However, he does appear in video games Cars Meet International, but does not appear in Cars Racer-Rama or Cars 3 Driven to Win. I didn't really like Cars 3 Driven to Win because it had something referenced from Cars 2. Oops. Well, in fact, I'm I'm very happy that I'll be reviewing my last tuner for today's video. So anyways, let's get on to him. So here he is. You can't really see his eyes because of this thing, the engine. He's got but he looks very angry. Of course, he's got like the. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Let me read that off. I think it's the S1212. But I'm not really sure. But he has a blown engine. Yeah, and he goes like this. Achoo! And yeah. the exhaust pipes. He also appears in Cars 2, the video game, but for DLC. He's got those red circles for him whenever he sneezes. Red circles around the wheels. He's got smaller wheels and bigger wheels. Of course, it says Snot Rod. Black stripes on both sides. Oh no, SR means for Snot Rod. License plate reads Snot Rod. And it says Drag City. Of course, and he did not appear in Cars Tunes Tokyo Mater. But too bad. Oh, and he also appears at the post-end credits when Sheriff got all of them. They were thrown in the impound lot, and of course they were arrested. Of course, we haven't seen the tuners since. Well, anyways, he's got some tail lights. Here's the base. It says Disney Pixar's made in Thailand. There's something I want to compare with Snot Rod is Ryan and Silani. And they're both orange. Yeah. Ryan and Silani was voiced by Ryan Blaney. This is Ryan and Silani from Cars 3. Well, and the thing about for Snot Rod is that he's the only tuner that does not have a spoiler and mirrors. But for the others, like Boost, DJ, and Wingo, they are the only tuners with spoilers and mirrors. But except for Wingo. But for Wingo, he only has one exhaust pipe. Well, in fact, for Snot Rod, he had like merchandises. He had like a rip action thing from 2007. Oh, and there was a 4-pack with the tuners with, of course, from the 2010 Final Lap series. And then he was also released from Disney Store, Micro Drifter, Mini Racer, which I do have, Mini Adventure. He was also in the Mini Adventures line. And he was also in the, I think that's every line that he was in. He was also in, he did get some variations. He got the impound version, which had the wheel lock right there. Of course, they would have not moved in real life. And he also got the the versions with flames. The version with flames, which two of them, and of course where he would like be sneezing. He also got a metallic one, and the Snot Rod I do have is the Race to Celebrate light ups. And I heard that, well, there's a picture of the Color Changers one that I haven't found. And I have not found the Race to Celebrate minis yet. But hopefully I can find them soon. So I think that will be it for today's video. So yeah, that is all for the review of Snot Rod, and stay tuned tomorrow for the review of Race and Rescue Luigi and Guido at Eastern Time. Get out all the gang. So here they all are, and they all look great together. So who's your favorite tuner? Boost, DJ, Snot Rod, or Wingo? For me, I'm gonna have to go with Wingo because of his tall spoiler. But what is yours? I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Race and Rescue Gas review. See you guys then. Bye now.